Hi, I'm Agent Ford. Do you think you can help me solve another true crime mystery? Horror movies may seem grisly, gross, and even vomit-inducing at times, but people love them for many different reasons. Scary movies are thrilling and exciting. Despite the absence of any real threat, many still feel a sense of accomplishment when they finish a horror movie. Whether it's The Conjuring or The Exorcist, watching horror movies can trigger a genuine flight or fight response. While we know that these sort of films are fake, people often like to envision themselves as the victims being murdered. Today, we have the case of two 12-year-old girls named Morgan Geyser and Anissa Weir, who attempted to kill their friend Payton Leutner to win favor with a fictional horror character named Slender Man. Before moving any further in this case, we need to talk about who this Slender Man is. Slender Man is a fictional character created on the Something Awful online forums for a 2009 Photoshop paranormal image contest. Slender Man is a tall, thin character with a featureless white face and head. He always wears a black suit and is sometimes shown with tentacles growing out of his back. Slender Man is often depicted hiding in forests or stalking children and killing them. Slender Man was also turned into a film that was released on August 10, 2018. That being said, this odd-looking character was trendy back then. People had different variations to their Slender Man stories, and this character had gained a mass following. While the fans and followers of Slender Man were engaged in dedicated video games and stories, Morgan Geyser and Anissa Weir fantasized about impressing the fantasy character itself. Morgan Geyser, Anissa Weir, and Payton Leutner were classmates enrolled in the same school. Seeing Morgan Geyser sitting alone at school, 8-year-old Payton Leutner approached her, becoming close friends. But when Morgan became friends with Anissa Weir, Payton began to feel uncomfortable about their growing obsession with the Slender Man. Morgan and Anissa wanted to demonstrate their loyalty to the mysterious fictional character. They believed that they could live in Slender Man's mansion, which they thought was located in Nicollet National Forest, and that they could become his proxies if they could impress him. And what better way to impress a demon than to offer a sacrifice? On May 30th, 2014, Morgan invited her friends Anissa and Payton for a sleepover to celebrate her 12th birthday. Payton and her parents suspected nothing at all. It was just another Friday night. However, the sleepover was about to take a dark turn. Morgan and Anissa were planning to attack Payton that night by taping her mouth shut, stabbing her in the neck, and fleeing. But things didn't go as planned as the two were tired. Morgan wanted Payton to have another morning. On May 31st, Morgan suggested to Anissa and Payton that they should take a walk in the woods. Everyone agreed, and they ended up having a lot of fun playing in the woods. At one point, Anissa suggested playing hide and seek. Payton agreed, as she had no idea about the gruesome attack these girls had been planning for months. Anissa told Payton to lie on the ground and cover herself in sticks and leaves, but when Payton did as she was told, she was pinned down by Anissa almost immediately, while Morgan attacked her. Payton was stabbed in the arms, legs, and torso with a kitchen knife. After stabbing Payton 19 times, Morgan and Anissa left her for dead and went searching for the Slender Man. They were convinced that Slender Man would appear in the woods after successfully offering him a sacrifice. Well, that's what they thought. But Payton managed to drag herself to a nearby road where she was found by a cyclist. The cyclist immediately called 911 and requested help. When Payton was brought to the hospital, doctors were shocked by the extent of her injuries. The wounds to the arms and legs had only damaged soft tissue, but 2 of the wounds were to major organs. One had missed a major artery of the heart by less than a millimeter, and another went through her diaphragm, cutting into her liver and stomach. As per surgeon Dr. John Kellerman, if the knife had gone the width of a human hair further, Payton would have died within minutes after the attack. While Payton was fighting for her life, the police were searching for the two girls everywhere. Morgan and Anissa were arrested near Interstate 94, a walk of 4.9 miles from the area where they attacked Payton. Morgan and Anissa's shirts were covered in blood. The knife used in the stabbing was also found in the bag they were carrying. Morgan and Anissa were taken back to the Waukesha police station in Wisconsin, where they were interrogated for hours. Although the girls were in a police station after attempting to murder their friend, they seemed a little too calm. The police officer said they could feel this strange eeriness when Morgan in particular was being interrogated. Morgan Geyser was later diagnosed with schizophrenia, a mental disorder that causes hallucinations, delusions, extremely disordered thinking, and behavior that impairs daily functioning and can be disabling. Schizophrenia is highly heritable. There are estimates that the condition is 60 to 80% heritable. You might have guessed it already. Yeah, Morgan's father was diagnosed with schizophrenia, which was later inherited by Morgan. When Anissa told Morgan about the Slender Man, she really saw it. Morgan believed that this character was real, and if she didn't kill her best friend Payton, the Slender Man would harm her family. Children live in a world of imagination and fantasy. I'm sure many of you have had an imaginary friend while growing up. Everybody around Morgan thought that she was just fantasizing, but nobody knew that she actually saw things. As a kid, it is hard to differentiate between dreams and reality. Morgan and Anissa's hallucinations nearly killed Payton. Fortunately, she had survived the attack, but the recovery, both physical and mental, took years. In 2017, Anissa pleaded guilty to being a party to attempted second-degree homicide. A jury then found her not guilty by a mental disease or defect. Anissa was sentenced to 25 years to life, an indeterminate sentence involving at least 3 years of locked confinement and involuntary treatment in a state psychiatric institute, followed by communal supervision until age 37. On the other hand, Morgan accepted the plea offer under which she would not go to trial and would be evaluated by psychiatrists to determine how long she should be placed in a mental hospital. Morgan later pleaded guilty, but was found not guilty because of mental disease or defect and was diagnosed with schizophrenia. Morgan was sentenced to a maximum of 40 years to life, an indeterminate sentence involving at least 3 years locked confinement, in addition to involuntary treatment in a state psychiatric institute until complete resolution of symptoms or until age 53. While Morgan will periodically have the opportunity to petition for her release from a mental health facility in the future, she will remain under institutional care for the sentence's duration. Currently, Anissa Weir is seeking release. At a court hearing on March 10, 2021, Anissa submitted a letter to the court stating that she was sorry and deeply regretful for the agony, pain, and fear that she had caused, not just to her friend Payton Leutner, but to the community as well. Anissa also stated that she hated her actions on May 31, 2014, but she claims that she no longer hates herself for them through countless hours of therapy. The judge hasn't ruled on Anissa's release yet, but has set another court date to consider her request. In a recent interview, Payton says that she no longer fears Morgan and Anissa being released. If anything, Payton would like to thank the girls as she feels she wouldn't be the person she is today if it weren't for that incident. Payton is not ashamed of her scars because she believes the scars will fade someday. However, the lesson Payton has learned from the gruesome situation she was placed in has shaped her to what she is today. It's been almost 7 years since the Slender Man stabbings. Payton is 19, and she is at college. Partly inspired by the trauma, Payton plans to go into the medical profession. So, who is to blame for the Slender Man stabbings? Is it the 12-year-old Morgan who suffered from schizophrenia and couldn't differentiate between dreams and reality? Or is it the internet and its impact on our children, like Anissa? This incident has been a wake-up call for all parents. The internet is full of information and beautiful sites that teach and entertain our children, but it can also be full of dark and wicked things. Comment down below what you guys think about this case. Do you think Morgan and Anissa should be given a chance to be released back into society? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your fellow investigators. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a case. With that being said, stay safe, and I'll see you guys at the next crime scene.